for releasing as you are moving forward in January of 2019. And especially with this full moon being the last full moon of 2018, this full moon in Cancer has a huge influence on top of this North Node in Cancer. This idea of releasing old, outdated ways of thinking and feeling and believing, old systems, old rules, old restrictions, so that you can move forward and welcome in something new, something greater that will help you on this path. And next, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. And for those of you who are Leo rising, this would be in your 5th house, which is an Aries ruled house. It deals with passion. It deals with childlike humor and fun and comfort and happiness. So it's kind of those things that make us happy as a child, sort of taking us back to this idea of connecting with our inner child and this idea of love and romance and passion, going after the things that we are most passionate about. And with this, your 5th house is in Sagittarius, which is all about growth and expansion, is philosophical adventure, journey, voyage. It's seeking inner truth and wisdom and higher consciousness. It's this big quest within yourself. And this is where higher learning occurs. Learning through experience. Learning these bigger truths. Seeing the big picture. Gaining wisdom. This is where the student becomes the teacher. And here, if you look, we just turn the card around. It's like he's being offered something great and he's holding back from it. He's like, I already have everything that I need. So he's not taking this new offer. And this offering comes from your guides, your angels. This comes from God, from Spirit. And from this higher power. And with this idea of not taking on this new opportunity and kind of holding on to these old tools and old things that you have. This idea of tradition and holding back. This is in reverse because this way of doing things no longer serves you. And again, this is something else that goes along with this North Node in Cancer idea of releasing the old ways and welcoming something new. And with this is huge. And this goes along with this idea of releasing from the past. And here, with this, it's almost like the same theme where it's like you aren't really releasing to move forward because you're like, I'm good. I have everything that I need. I'm used to this old way of doing things. I'm used to the old tools, the old skills, the old ways of doing things. So it's this idea of releasing this old mindset, this old belief system, these old traditions, to make room for something new that serves you better as you're moving forward on this new path. And here, the Two of Pentacles, this is talking about this idea of balance, right? It's kind of like you're juggling between two decisions and you have to sort of pick which one is better for you, which one serves you the most. And as you can see here, it's as if the smaller pentacle fits more in this idea of infinity, and this idea of everlasting peace and balance and harmony, that sometimes going for that big adventure that maybe you're used to, this idea of go big or go home, isn't always serving you on this journey. And that is huge when we're talking about Leo. Because Leo is the fifth sign, so it's ruling the fifth house, which deals with these passions. It deals with this idea of love and romance and playfulness and the things that we love and hold closest to us. And with Leo, there's this influence from the sun. And as we look at the sun, it is the center of the solar system. It's like that star right in the middle, right? And with Leo, there is sort of this energy where it's like, well, I want to be the star. I want to be center stage. I want to go big or go home. I want to have it all. And this is kind of like saying that this isn't really working for you. And especially for Leo suns or Leo risings, right? This idea of, I want to go big. I want it all. I want to be center stage. I want to be under the spotlight. I want to be the star of the show. And this is kind of telling you that, well, maybe the better choice is the simpler way. Maybe the better choice is to go after something a little bit smaller, right? Maybe you should start small and take these small steps to lead up to this bigger and better opportunity that will come with time. So there's sort of this idea of take your time, take these smaller steps to get to where you're going. There's no need to rush the process to just go right for the bigger opportunity right from the start, but to kind of start small and inch your way there. And that's especially dealing with the things that you are most passionate about, the things that you desire the most, the things that you love, right? Because the things that you love then become the things that you are passionate about. Now, moving on, and this is in your 7th house. This is in your 7th house, which is a Libra ruled house. This deals with marriage and relationships and partnership. Can also deal with friendship, very close friendship. And for you, this is an Aquarius, which deals with accepting your differences, being unique, being your own individual self, showing who you truly are, right? Walking in your own truth, which is something where this polar opposition between Leo and Aquarius sort of forms this completion, this idea of living your truth, right? Leo shining the spotlight on your truth, but Aquarius taking that step, right, to independently show that truth, to change, to not conform to the ways of society, the ways that society tells us we should be versus who we really are. And here with the 5 of Pentacles, and let's turn this around so you can see, right, they're on this journey. This is almost like an Aquarius thing, where it's like, we're not staying here, we're doing our own thing, we're going to go on this little journey. And you know, this poor person is walking with crutches in the snow, sort of embarking on this difficult journey. And as you can see with the 5 of Pentacles, you're seeing like this growth, right? This is kind of like a tree, and there's this growth. There's all these things of nourishment and of comfort and growth. Things that are there to help nourish you. And there's kind of this idea here that you are on a difficult journey in expressing your truth and following that passion. But at the same time, on this difficult journey, there's a blessing. It's almost this idea, and this is a very Sagittarian sort of thing. There's this idea of, well, nothing's really bad, right? There is sort of this optimistic view in any situation, right? You can either see it as a challenge or you can see it as a lesson. And For Sagittarius, this is a lesson. And this is sort of you going on your own journey, going your own way, living your truth, sort of connecting to this part of yourself that isn't fully uncovered. This part of yourself that you are trying to sort of find and connect with on this journey. And in this process, there is growth. There is a blessing. There's forward progress going on. There are benefits at the end of this journey that's waiting for you. And even moving forward, you're seeing sort of this light at the end of the tunnel, right? You're being guided in the direction that you need to go. And here with the Ace of Pentacles, and this for you is in your 8th house, which is a Scorpio ruled house. It's all about the hidden things. And for you, this is in Pisces, which is sort of a difficult placement, right? Because Scorpio feels pretty comfortable in Pisces. You know, Scorpio likes the secrecy, the idea of being safe and comfortable and protected. And in Pisces, this is a very appropriate place for Scorpio to kind of hide out. In Pisces, because Pisces is very deep and mystical, right? It deals with the subconscious and the unconscious. So it deals with another level of awareness that you aren't necessarily seeing or experiencing on this human physical dimension. This is about feeling. It's about vibration. It's about sensitivity. It's on a different level of awareness is Pisces. So here, it's almost as if Scorpio is kind of hiding. So this is where some inner demons need to be faced. This is where some things, some challenges, some past related things, some emotional things need to be faced. And it's funny because it's almost like you're at the end of your road. You have all your answers. Everything you prayed for is coming to fruition. You're being shown exactly where to go. You're being given what you needed, what you wanted. It's sort of a time of praise and celebration, but at the same time, there's sort of this part of you that, if it isn't faced, then this can be a very challenging aspect, because it's almost as if you can't really see that this is victory for you, that you have what you need already. It's like you're being blind to the opportunity, to the blessing that is here for you. So keep that in mind, mid-January. Keep that in mind. Be thankful for everything that you have. Be kind of open and aware of what's really going on what the source's plan, the universe's plan, this higher power, God, however you name this higher power. Be kind of aware that there's a plan here, right? That you're being offered what you're looking for. Kind of keep that awareness in check. Because this is kind of where you can be very blind to this. You can be like, well, I don't see the blessing. But the blessing is there. And that's kind of where this card comes into play too, where it's like you are going to be faced with more lessons. There are going to be some darker times. There's going to be times where you may be stuck in this self-defeating thought, where you may experience these old ways of doing things. And it's kind of just a test to see where you're at. But you're still getting the blessing. You're still getting what you need. So just be aware of that. Now moving on to your 10th house, which is a Capricorn ruled house. It is the house of business opportunities. It's the house of success. It's this high point that you've reached, this place of high status in discipline and work. And here with the High Priestess, there's sort of this blessing. Again, going back to this blessing. There's sort of this blessing here that is taking place, right? You're getting the help. You're getting the guidance that you need. You have the support. And this indicates a lot of female support. It's a lot of, this could be a female helping you on this journey. This idea of a blessing. And you have this intuition within you, this sense of knowing that you're not really paying attention to. You're paying attention to the things that you are passionate about, the things that you want, but you're not really paying attention to this feeling, this sense of knowing within you. So keep that in mind too. And then moving on, we have the 10 of Wands. And for those of you who are Leo rising, this is in your 11th house, the house of friendships and groups and organizations. This is Aquarius ruled house, a humanitarian, charitable, community-based house. And for you, this is in Gemini. And Gemini talks about communication and learning and adapting and networking. So here there's this sense of you can learn from everyone that you gather together, right? But then at the same time, there's a sense of, well, you're not really responsible to hold them all together. You're not really responsible to shoulder the weight of all their problems and believe that you are the only one that can help. There's a sense of holding on to too much at the same time. It's like you believe that you can be the savior for everyone. So this is a time where it's kind of asking you to take it one step at a time, to really think about who can you save. And this is kind of a point where you have to see that you have to save yourself first by releasing some of this weight that you're holding on to. It's like you're trying to, and this is a very Virgo thing to do. So this is pretty appropriate that this is in Gemini, as Virgo is the sister sign to Gemini. This is showing you trying to do it all for everyone but yourself. There's a sense of you need to do something to give back to yourself, because you're spending all your energy in everyone else around you. You're trying to be the hero for everyone all at one time. And lastly, again, this goes along with this theme of not seeing clearly, of sort of holding on to these old traditions, these old ways of doing things. It's like there's too much thought being put into what you can do. You want to do everything. You want to be the hero, the savior. You want to do it all, be in charge of it all, be that shining star that does it all. And there's this sense of, well, no, you have to detach from that in order to move the blocks, to move forward. And even here with this extra card, it's like you're overworking yourself. You're spending your energy in too many places at once. Which, if you do recall, this was in Gemini, which is a hugely scattered energy. It's like Gemini's like all over the place. Like, I have an idea about doing this, I have an idea about doing that, I have an idea about doing something else. And even if you go back to this sort of Sagittarian sort of energy here, or even back in here, this sort of Sagittarian energy of, I already have it all. I'm in charge of it all. I see it all. I want to do it all. I want to have it all. I want to be the hero. I want to be there for everyone. And this is like, no, why are you spending so much of your energy on other people except for yourself? And even if we go back to this first house, which is all about projection, where are you projecting your energy? In all of these thoughts, all of these ideas, all these things that you want to do. You want to be the hero, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do that. And this is kind of like you have to stop. And I know that Leo is a very focused sign. So why is everything kind of scattered for you? You have to kind of put your focus in where you're going. It can't just be where you're going, but then also all these little side paths along with it. You kind of have to pick one thing and stick with it. And this is what this is kind of saying, because you're overworking yourself. You're putting your energy into everyone, into everything that you're doing, into every thought that you're thinking. So there's this sense of release that needs to occur. And that is your January horoscope. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.